Yes. So in previous class, we discussed about the multiplicative functions and the Dirichlet multiplicative function. Now, here, when f and g are multiplicative function, then their Dirichlet product f star g is also multiplicative. We see that when f and g are multiplicative, then their Dirichlet product f star g is also multiplicative. Now, there is a result. The theorem states that if both g and f star g are multiplicative, g and f star g are multiplicative, then f is multiplicative. If g and f star g are multiplicative, then f is multiplicative. So, its proof is, first we assume that f is not multiplicative. To prove f is multiplicative, first we assume if f is not multiplicative, then we deduce that f star g is not multiplicative. To prove f is multiplicative, we use a technique. First we assume that f is not multiplicative, then we deduce the result f star g is not multiplicative. Okay. Let h equals f star g. Let h equals f star g. Since f is not multiplicative, we suppose f is not multiplicative, means there exist two positive integers m and n, with m and n are relatively prime, then f of mn differs from f of m into f of n. F of mn differs from f of m into f of n. So, here we choose this m and n in such a way that the product mn is as small as possible. That's only for the sake of arguments. We choose m and n in such a way that the product mn is so small or as small as possible. Agree? Now assume g is multiplicative. By hypothesis, g is multiplicative. Assume g is multiplicative. If mn equals 1, we choose m and n in such a way that the product is as small as possible. So, suppose mn equals 1. Mn equals 1, then what about f of 1? F of mn differs from f of m into f of n. So, from this argument, what you get, mn is 1, f of 1 differs from f of m into f of n. Since m and n are positive integers, when mn equals 1, the only possibility is m equals 1 and n equals 1. So, f of 1 differs from f of 1 into f of 1. F of 1 differs from f of 1 into f of 1. That means f of 1 differs from 1. Okay. Next. So, what about for h of 1? What is h of 1? H of 1 means f star g of 1. Since h is f star g, so f star g of 1 means it is f of 1 into g of 1 by definition. Okay, sigma d divides n, f of d into g of n by d. Here it is 1, so it is f of 1 into g of 1. So h of 1 equals f of 1 into g of 1. But what is g? G is multiplicative. G is multiplicative means we already proved that when an arithmetic function is multiplicative, when an arithmetic function f is multiplicative, f of 1 is 1. So here g is multiplicative means g of 1 equals 1. So here we have h of 1 equals f of 1. But f of 1 differs from 1 means h of 1 differs from 1. Hence, according to that result, h is not multiplicative. Means f star g is not multiplicative. That is, when f is not multiplicative, f star g is not multiplicative when mn equals 1. Agree? Now come to the next case. Suppose mn greater than 1. What happens? Mn greater than 1. For mn greater than 1, we have f of ab equals f of a into f of b. F of ab equals f of a into f of b for all a and a, b are positive integers with a and b are relatively primes to each other and AB strictly less than Mn. You choose A and B. Here Mn greater than 1. Then we assume f is not multiplicative. So since the product Mn is as small as possible, then Mn greater than 1, f of AB equals f of A into f of B, with A and B are positive integers, A and B are relatively primes to each other, and the restriction is AB strictly less than Mn. Since M and N are, what is M and N? M and N, since M and N are pair of integers for which the product Mn is small as possible, and f of Mn differs from f of M into f of n. So this is the choice of A and B. Here Mn greater than 1, f of AB is in this way. When AB less than Mn, and M and N are chosen in such a way that the product is least as possible, such that f of Mn differs from f of M into f of n. Yeah. So except that in the sum defining h of Mn, we separate the term corresponding to A equals M and B equals N. When A equals M and B equals N, we can separate in the sum of h of M. So we can separate the term in the sum defining h of Mn, the term corresponding to A equals M and B equals M. That means, what is h of Mn? h of Mn equals f star g of Mn. Okay, f star g of Mn. So by the definition of delta product, it is sigma over d divides Mn, f of d into g of Mn by d. F of d into g of Mn by d. So that equals, by the choice of M, N, A and B, it is sigma over A divides M, B divides N, and AB less than Mn. AB less than Mn, yes, it is f of d. So it is f of AB into g of Mn by d means g of Mn by d means g of Mn by, g of Mn by d means, what is d? AB. So g of Mn by AB, Mn by AB, plus when AB equals Mn, what happens? It is f of Mn into g of Mn by Mn. AB less than Mn to this term, then AB equals Mn, the last term f of Mn into g of Mn by M. That means that equals sigma over A divides M, B divides N, and AB less than Mn. AB less than Mn. What is here f of AB? F of A into f of B when AB less than Mn. So it is f of A equals f of A into f of B. G is multiplicative. It is already given, so it is g of M by A into g of N by B. Then you can separate in this sum. You can in this sum. So defining h of Mn, we separate the term corresponding to A equals M and B equals N. A equals M and B equals N means the term which is separate. This is the term. So it is f of M into g of M by M. A equals M into f of B equals N. F of N into g of N by N. Okay, we can separate that term. What remains? Plus, there is a term f of Mn into g of Mn by N. Mn, that is 1. So that equals sigma over A divides M, B divides N, AB less than Mn. So f of A into g of M by A, you can associate f of A into g of M by A. So it is can associate in this way: sigma over A less than M, f of A into g of M by A, into sigma over B less than N, f of N into f of B into g of N by B, g of N by B, minus f of M into g of M by 1, g of 1. What is g of 1? Since g is multiplicative, g of 1 is 1. When g is multiplicative, g of 1 is 1. So it is f of M into g of 1 means 1, and into f of n into again g of 1 is 1 plus f of Mn. G of 1 is 1. This is because g of 1 equals 1 since g is multiplicative. So finally, what is h of mn? Sigma over a divides m f of a into g of m by a into sigma over b divides n f of b into g of n by b minus f of m into f of n plus f of mn. Agreed? That is rewrite as h of mn equals what is this one? It is h of m into, what about this one? This is h of m, this is h of n. So it is h of m, h of n minus f of m, f of n plus f of mn plus f of m. But we choose, when mn greater than 1, choose a and b such that f of ab equals f of a into f of b with ab strictly less than mn, and m and n are the pair of integers, so that their product is as small as possible in such a way that f of mn differs from f of m into f of n. F of mn differs from f of m into f of mn. So from here we can conclude that h of mn differs from h of m into h of mn, that is h is not multiplicative. Means what is h? F star g is not multiplicative. So theorem is, when g and f star g is multiplicative, we have to show that f is multiplicative. Equivalently, we prove when f is not multiplicative, g is multiplicative, then this f star g is not multiplicative. So this is the proof of that theorem. Agreed? Okay. Now, according to this argument, we use another result. We prove another result. If g is multiplicative, then g inverse is also multiplicative. If g is multiplicative, then g inverse is also multiplicative. How? G inverse means Dirichlet inverse of g. G is multiplicative, then we prove g inverse is multiplicative, where g inverse be the Dirichlet inverse of g. How? We know that. What about g star g inverse? G star g inverse equals an identity function. Okay. What is identity function? We already say that I is multiplicative. I multiplicative as well as it's completely multiplicative. I is multiplicative function. I multiplicative means g star g inverse is multiplicative. G star g inverse is multiplicative. So listen, when f is multiplicative, g is multiplicative, f star g is multiplicative. Okay, so I is multiplicative, g and g star g inverse is multiplicative. So from here, what do you get? G inverse is multiplicative. Agreed? When g is multiplicative, f star g is multiplicative, then f is multiplicative. According to this argument, this given g is multiplicative and g star g inverse is multiplicative. So by that theorem, this g inverse is multiplicative. So when g is multiplicative, then its Dirichlet inverse is g inverse is multiplicative. That is, the Dirichlet inverse of an arithmetic function is multiplicative when the function is multiplicative. Agree? Now we prove another theorem that f is multiplicative. Let f is multiplicative. F is multiplicative. F is completely multiplicative. F is completely multiplicative if and only if f inverse n equals, this result is important, f inverse n equals mu of n into f of n. F is multiplicative, then f is completely multiplicative if and only if necessary and sufficient. F inverse of n equals mu of n into f of n. How to prove? The necessary argument is immediate. Why? Suppose f is completely multiplicative. Let f is completely multiplicative. F is completely multiplicative. That means for all m, n fall in set plus, f of mn equals f of m into f of n. F of m into f of n. Okay. Now, to prove f inverse n equals mu n into f of n, let g of n equals mu of n into f of n. That's only for sake of situation. Then to prove g equals f inverse, If g of n equals mu of n into f of n, then remains to prove g equals f inverse. What is f star g star f of n? What is g star f of n? By definition, it is sigma over d divides n g of d into f of n by d. By the definition of Dirichlet product, g of d into f of n by d. That equals sigma over d divides n g of d. What is g of d? According to the construction, it is mu of d into f of d into f of n by d. Okay. That equals sigma over d divides n. It is mu of d into f of d into f of n by d. Since f is multiplicative, what about f of d into f of n by d? F of mn equals f of m into f of n. F of d into n by d equals f of n. Okay, so it is f of n equals f of n into sigma over d divides n mu of d. What is sigma over d divides n mu of d? That is I of n by definition. So it is f of n into I of n. I of n means an identity function. So f of n into I of n. What is f of n into I of n? F of n into I of n is I of n. Why? Why? Because by the definition, what is f of n into I of n? F of n into I of n can be rewritten as f of n into I of n means when n equals 1, it is f of 1 into I of 1. Okay, f of 1 into I of 1. When n equals n greater than 1, I of n is 0. n greater than 1, I of n is 0, so the product is 0. So f of 1 into I of 1. F of 1 means 1. So y equals 1 into I of 1. Why? Because f is multiplicative, then f of 1 equals 1. F is multiplicative, then f of 1 equals 1. So f of n into in equals I of n. Agreed. So means, what's the conclusion? So it is g star f equals I. G star f equals I means f g equals f inverse. G star f equals I means g equals f inverse. Hence, when f is multiplicative, f is completely multiplicative, then f inverse n equals mu of n into f of n. So the necessary part is finished. Now come to the reverse inclusion. What is the reverse inclusion? Reversely, we assume that f inverse n for f is multiplicative, and f inverse n equals mu of n into f of n. Then to prove that f is completely multiplicative. Okay. So in order to prove f is completely multiplicative, we have a theorem. If f is completely multiplicative implies and is implied by f of p power a equals f of p all power a. F of p power alpha equals f of p all power alpha. A theorem is proved. If f is completely multiplicative, if and only if f of p power a equals f of p all power a. Agreed. Okay. Now for we have, what is f star f inverse or f inverse star f? F inverse star f equals identity function. Agreed. F inverse star f is identity means f inverse star f of n equals I of n. That means by definition it is sigma over d divides n f inverse d into f of n by d equals I of n. Agreed? Okay. That means sigma d divides n. What is f inverse d? Mu of d into f of d. So it is mu of d into f of d into f of n by d equals I of n. Enough? Okay. Now, that is sigma d divides n. When n greater than 1, what happens? When n greater than 1, I of n should be 0. Agreed? Okay. So, what do you get? It is sigma over d divides n. That means sigma over d divides n mu of d into f of d into f of n by d equals 0. Here f of d into f of n by d cannot be written as f of n. Why? Because f is not completely multiplicative. F is only multiplicative, but d and n by d are not relatively primes to each other. Hence it is mu d, f of n by d equals 0. Mark this one. So let n equals p power alpha or p power a, whatever may be. So what about this equation reduces to when n equals p power alpha, n1, when n equals, when d is 1, what you get? It is mu of 1 into f of 1 into f of n by 1 means f of n plus. Next the possibility d is p. Okay, n is the product of primes. So the second possibility, when d is p, it is mu of p into f of p into f of n by p. Okay, plus the next term, it is mu of p square into f of p square into f of n by p square plus etc. The next terms are vanishes. Why? All the terms except the first and second are vanishes. Why? By the definition of mu of p square. Means if it has a square factor, square prime factor, so all the terms except the first and second should be vanishes. So what remains here? It is mu of 1 into f of 1 into f of n. What is f of n? F of p power alpha plus mu of p into f of p into, what is n? F of n by p. F of n means p power alpha. So f of n by p is f of p power alpha minus 1 equals 0. Okay. But f is multiplicative. F of 1 equals 1. Agreed. Mu of 1 is 1 by definition. So this term, two terms, 1 into 1. So what remains here? F of p power alpha plus, what is mu of p? Mu of p is, mu of p is minus 1. So it is minus 1 into f of p into f of p power alpha minus 1 equals 0. That means, what do you get? F of p power alpha equals f of p into f of p power alpha minus 1. Okay. Yes. Then proceeding inductively, we have f of p power alpha. Next term, f of p into what about this one? It is again f of p power alpha. So p into f of p power alpha minus 2. So proceeding inductively, what do you get? Then finally, it is f of p power alpha equals f of p all power alpha. Then by using the theorem, f is completely multiplicative. So this is the proof. Enough.